When I opened Roblox this morning, I was immediately slapped across the face with an ad that told me Robio is back. It felt like I teleported back 5 years all the way to 2018 when the original Robio released for the first time, but there is a lot of history behind this game. Let's just say there is a reason it was gone in the first place and the fact that it had to come back. And it's crazy to me that so many people, if they joined Roblox after 2018, probably have no idea what this even is. So, before I forget, please leave a like on this video and subscribe or I will be sad and it's all your fault. And very quickly, I have a Discord server, please join it, the link will be in the pinned comment, thank you. Of course, I made a video about the original game 5 years ago and I had to be as dramatic as possible. The most disturbing game in Roblox. You know, it actually might not have been so dramatic when you realize the entire purpose of the game is to experiment on humans, but hey, here in 2023 I feel like we have already seen way worse than that on Roblox. It's really not surprising the original Robio back then got deleted after just 2 weeks of existing, but the first deletion was for hanging avatars from the ceiling and gassing avatars, which they still do in the new game, except the rope is on the arms instead of the neck, and I mean the gas is kinda the same, but I guess we just have to see how that goes. Eventually Robio 2 got released but then placed under review less than 24 hours later, and it ended with the wiki saying that Robio will never be playable again because Roblox has deemed the entire concept as inappropriate due to human experimentation. So I mean, I assumed that the game could come back today because Roblox now has age ratings on games and it already seems like it's been up and running for a while, except the new Robio I found today doesn't even have an age rating yet. So if anything, I would imagine they'll get rated 17 plus in the end, but I am kinda hoping, I am definitely rooting for 13 plus because the game is super fascinating in a really disturbing way. It kind of makes you want to keep playing to see what all the different viruses do to the avatars, but you will probably already have noticed exactly what I have been doing in the background gameplay. Like I said, it was 2018 when the original game released and the last time that I made a video about this game, and I mean, I don't know if it's the same person creating this once again, but considering it's been 5 years, I'm trying very hard to remember what the original game was like. Based on my own video from back then, I do think that a lot of it is kind of the same, except with the second game after the first deletion, they had to remove and change a lot of what was in the original game, so it was kind of like a really stripped version of what they wanted Robio to be, but this one seems a lot more like the first one, except there is a lot more added to it. The basic viruses, I believe all of these are the same as in the original game, like Argonella, Necromella, Camellia, Organella, and then a new one, Bromella. I don't know what they are supposed to be. All of these viruses, they do not give you a description of what they are supposed to be or what effects they would do to the person that you're injecting them into. But I think that is the entire point of the game, the experimentation part of this. All you get is these viruses, you get a needle gun to put the virus into, and then you can go to your little chamber, I guess they call it, and then inside of there you can spawn a new test subject and you can inject any of these viruses into that test subject. You also have a collector which allows you to take their blood. It took me a second to remember all of this and figure this out, but you can collect their blood and then you can take that to a machine and it extracts the virus from the blood, and then you can pick the blood back up and then inject it back into the subject. I don't know. There is a lot to this game. There are so many layers and it goes a lot deeper, and I feel like that's why it's so fun to play, because there is so many layers to this and you can just keep going back and forth testing all of these viruses. I think my favorite area ended up being the dangerous viruses, because at one point my test subject kind of just turned into some kind of human firework display. It was very entertaining. Is that weird to say? So you will also have noticed that in your own little chamber you have quite a few options. This time I believe in the first one there wasn't this many options. You can spawn a new subject, which gives you a new test subject. You can recycle the subject, which is I think where the gas comes in. I don't know what else that could be, because in the description of the game they also mentioned that these are like androids or something like that. They are robots and not humans. Maybe they are trying to get around the reason that the original Robio got deleted and banned. You can rope subject, which hangs them from the ceiling by their arms. This time, like I said, they got banned last time for hanging them from their necks. But that one at the moment does seem kind of glitchy, because there was one point where one of my test subjects, he kind of just became a human piñata. Like, it was really, really glitchy. I don't know if he was trying to get away or if he was resisting or anything like that, but he was definitely not having a good time bouncing around the room. There was one point where I had a containment breach. He actually merged himself through the glass somehow, so I had to spend a little bit of time trying to push him back into the box where the subjects go. I don't know, this whole thing talking about it and not knowing it's Roblox would sound horrific, but it's just Roblox, and like the description said, they are just androids, guys. These are not humans. This is not a human experimentation game. So hopefully this time Roblox doesn't delete the game, because I know that a lot of people do actually have a lot of fun with this game. Like I said earlier, it's fascinating in a really disturbing way. There is a lot to this that you actually need to experiment with. It kind of reminds me of People Playground. So please, the comments is the place to go. Tell me what you guys think about Robio being back 5 years later. It feels like we just time traveled. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.